Namaste Yogi. We'll begin in mountain pose. You can take a moment to open your body and initiate your breath as you prepare for the practice. This flow is dedicated to the lunar postures and the exploration of their variations. But we begin with a short warm-up. So when you next exhale, you can bring your hands to your heart, and we can begin the flow by taking a single arm raise, inhaling to reach up and through the hands, and the exhalation to return back to the heart. From here we'll flow into the classical half sun salutation, inhaling into arm raise and exhaling into swan dive forward bend, cushioning the impact by bending your knees as much as you need to. The inhale is then for spinal extension, as we lengthen the spine, opening the heart, looking forward, and the exhale eases us into the bow. It's an arm raise to come back up on the inhale, and an exhale to return. We'll now use the classical half sun salutation to connect with a longer hold in the forward bend position. An inhale to raise the arms and an exhale to fold. And we'll now take 3 pulses of the breath to ease a little more depth into the forward bend. Inhaling into your spinal extension to ease into the fold on the exhale. You can take one more breath here. Okay, now returning to the arm raise with the inhale, rooting through the feet, coming up with a strong flat back, looking up to the thumbs, and the exhale to return to the heart. We're going to flow directly into the full sun salutation now, and it's 12 movements. Arms raised with the inhale, into the forward bend on the exhale, fingertips either side of the toes. The right leg stepping back into lunge on the inhale, opening the heart, looking up, and downward dog on the exhale, looking through the feet. Inhaling into dog tilt, strong arms, shoulders back, looking up, and exhaling to baby pose, sinking back towards the heels, melting through the shoulders. Now slithering through to Cobra with the inhale, and flowing back into downward dog on the exhale. Ready to step the right foot forward into lunge, lifting the heart, looking up, and forward bend on the exhale, bringing the feet together, big toes in line. The inhale for the arm raise, and the exhale to return to the heart, having completed half of the cycle of the sun salutation. So now the left side of the body, arms raising with the inhale, forward bend, exhaling. Left leg lunge, inhaling. Downward dog, exhaling. Dog tilt, inhaling. Baby pose, exhaling. Cobra with the inhale. Into down dog with the exhale. Left foot stepping to lunge, inhaling. Into forward bend, exhaling. Lifting into the arm raise, inhaling. To return back to the start position at the heart, exhaling. You can now release your arms to the sides, allow your body to open. Turn your attention inward and see what you can do to bring your energies back to an equilibrium. We're now warm and prepared to explore the deeper dimensions of the lunar flow. You can return your hands to your heart with the exhale, and then with the inhale, rotate the hands onto the hips to step the feet hip width apart on the exhale, keeping the feet parallel and square and rooting down through the feet. This is your base, so that you can now lift into your left arm, making a reach into the extension of your fingers, and the exhale then allows us to curve into the half moon side stretch. Using the pulse of your breath to play your edge, as you patiently but persistently work to open up the side of the body. We'll now switch sides, windmilling the arms on the inhale to bring the right arm up, left hand supporting on the hip, and then the exhale to take the side stretch. Keep grounded through the inner edges of the feet. Maintain a squareness in the hips, and therefore maintaining an integrity in the posture, even as you let your right hip swing out to find the curve through the side of the body. We'll offer one more exhale into this variation of the half moon side stretch. To change sides once more, it will be an inhale to windmill the arms, and now the second variation leaves the right hand on the side of the leg and then allows that hand to slip down the right leg as we deepen the posture. So we now taken away a good degree of the support structure that we had in the first variation. This will encourage the stretch to deepen, but at the same time we're compassionately feeling our way into the stretch. Okay, now windmilling the arms to go the other side of this second variation. So now the left hand is on the side of the left leg. In order to play the edge here and use the pulse, the rooting through the feet becomes all the more important. Okay, now for the third variation of the half moon side stretch. This time both arms rise above the head. The fingers interlace, leaving the index fingers pointing. And then using the exhalation to lean over to the right. This is a strong variation. Requires us to deepen into our breathing, activate our will on the inhalation, and then our capacity to surrender into the exhale. You can switch sides, inhaling to come up, and then exhaling to take the lean. Again, rooting through the feet on the inhale in order to lift away from the edge, extending through the arms, and then using the exhalation to actively surrender into the pose. One more breath. And that completes the half moon side stretch. Coming up on the inhale, ready for the back bending variations of the half moon. The hands lowering down to support the lower back in the first variation. The key here is to use an inhalation to really lift the heart and lengthen the lower back so that you can safely exhale and lean back into the back bend. Once again, find your pulse and utilize the exhalations to make the surrender into the back bend. Rooted feet give us the stability and the security to allow the upper body to release and relax into the stretch. Okay, on the inhalation you come up, and now we find the second variation, which is to slide the hands down the back of the legs. If this isn't possible, you can leave your arms free. But we've now reduced the support, and so on the exhalation, gravity is allowed to have a stronger effect. Maintaining a connection with the breath as you deepen into the posture. Okay, for the third variation, come up on the inhale. Take an exhale to bring yourself into the prayer position. Interlace your fingers, leaving the index finger pointed, and then send an inhalation up into an arm raise, looking up to your thumbs, and then use the exhalation to back bend. Now this is the strongest variation. So again, activate the will, root through the feet, and use each inhalation to lift your spine out of the waist. You can follow a final exhalation into the strong back bend, and then the inhalation comes up, and the exhalation releases the arms, so the hands return to the hips. Feel the internal changes as you do this, and then ease yourself forward and into the forward bow. You can bend your knees, feel a release through your lower spine, grab a hold of your big toes, and you're now ready for two variations of the half moon forward bend. Inhaling into the spinal extension, using the grip on the toes and the drawing back of your shoulders in order to actively pull yourself into the bow. You're now ready to make a switch into the second variation of your forward bend by coming up into a spinal extension, interlacing the fingers, and then using the exhalation to go over the top. Each inhale draws back through the knuckles to squeeze the shoulders and open the heart, and then the exhalation takes care of the slow bow. This is a forward bend with the added bonus of a heart opener. To come up from here, the arms swing forward, up, and even back into a back bend before returning to the heart on the exhale to complete the lunar flow, stepping the feet back together and then releasing the arms to the sides. Close your eyes, go inside your own experience, and again work to stabilize your energies, to bring about an energized dynamic inner calm. Those variations of the lunar flow can be very strong, so the energy may take a little time to settle. When you're ready, you can resume your flow, taking yourself through the half sun salutation, and then from your spinal extension, stepping back into downward dog. We're going to take a 1 minute practice of the Cobra pose. So it's an inhale into dog tilt and an exhale into baby pose to prepare yourself for the Cobra. Inhaling to slither forward, and now doing everything you can in the first breath or two to soften the inner body, to connect with the breath, And then having done this, you can begin to use the pulse of your breath to bring more energy and stretch through your inhalations, shooting back through the big toes, grounding through the full spread of your palms and fingers, to bring power through the arms, rolling the shoulders back, opening the heart, and gradually turning the gaze skyward. We'll take one more pulse to bring Cobra to its optimum for now, and then the counter pose sequence is an exhale into cat, an inhale into dog, an exhale into baby pose, and then we come through again into dog tilt to access downward dog as the final counter pose for your Cobra. And from here we'll come into a cross-legged posture at the front of our mat, rolling over into an easy cross-legged posture, and then stretching the legs out in front of us into staff pose. From here you can interlace your fingers, make an arm raise, and we're now ready for a 1 minute seated forward bend. Just like a standing forward bend, the inhalations bring us into the spinal extension, and the exhale offers the bow. Allow your waist to lengthen into each inhale, and try and work the bow or the fold from the pelvis. To come out of the forward bend, it's an arm raise on the inhale, and then we connect with our counter posture of tabletop, bringing the hands behind us and bending the knees, and then using the inhalation to lift the hips to create a table-like structure with the body. The head can release back, and then using the inhalation to press through the palms and the inner feet to lift the tailbone. The exhale can bring us back down as we now connect with a half spinal twist. Left leg coming under, right foot coming over. Using the inhale to lengthen the spine and the exhale to make the bind of your half spinal twist. So you're now looking over your right shoulder. Each new inhalation promotes length and lift into the spine, grounding through the buttocks, and then each exhalation patiently deepens the twist. As your next inhale, exhale, you can change the sides of your spinal twist, and then use an inhale to lengthen the spine, and the exhale to wrap into the initial twist. our final posture in this flow is Yoga Mudra. So you can either come into your favorite cross-legged position or into kneeling. Interlace your fingers behind your back, open your heart as you breathe in, and then we take the forward fold, bringing the knuckles high and into the air as we bring our forehead onto or towards the floor. With each inhale, ground back into your sitting bones. Allow your heart to open, lengthen your spine, and then with each exhalation, allow yourself to surrender through and into the bow. This posture helps to centralize and stabilize our energies at the end of the practice. For any further meditation or breathing practices that we may do after this flow, it's an inhale and an arm raise to come up from Yoga Mudra, and an exhale to bring the hands to the heart and onto the knees. Thank you for sharing in the flow. Namaste.